Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have, in the bottom left, spawning as our red Terran player, playing for Team Kaisi Gaming. It is Spirit, and I'm smiling as the first SCV starts marching across the map, getting ready to build a barracks closer to his opponent's base than to his own. And in the top right, as our blue Zerg player, we have Elazer playing for Team AG. Oh, sending out that first Overlord on a path, I think straight towards his opponent's natural, which could mean that this is going to be a pull first. But at the same time, we see this hatchery being thrown down. So Elazer just saying, hey, I want to figure out as soon as possible whether you have a command center or not. I want to have my Overlord on your side of the map. And as a result, Spirit is allowed to build these barracks. Well, actually, it's not even that close to the base. These barracks are relatively far away, honestly. So we see the second Overlord of the lasers going on a bit of a searching path, wanting to figure out if there's anything there. No, he's just going to actually leave it there. Okay. Does not want to scout around his main base. Does not want to know whether there's any barracks nearby. I mean, technically the barracks could have been built here, or over here, or over here. Like, there's a lot of locations that Elazer has not spotted. And he's kind of lucky that Spirit is such an honorable Terran player and that he built him so far away, kind of expecting Elazer to figure out, at least what's going on right around his base. And as a result, Spirit's Marines are going to have to walk a little bit further to the fight. And I'll have to wait and see exactly what Elazer's going to be doing. He builds the 21st drone as well immediately, so there's not going to be any larva available whatsoever from the main base. I think one larva might end up actually popping, but that should be about it. First bunker gets thrown down, and that's really close to the fight as well. I mean, it's going to be 4 links. These links are going to be late. I think we require a full worker pool here. He's stacking them all up. It took a lot of time there, the stacking up those drones. I don't mind it completely, though. I wonder where he's actually heading towards. Well, he's heading straight towards his opponent's main base. Good control on that initial drone. Loses one right now. Second drone is going to get taken out. This is a poor start here for Elazer, I think. Loses 2 drones immediately. Now the spine will finish up, and he'll get his natural mining. The first queen is out as well. Second queen's about to pop off too. This push will end, but a lot of mining time was lost. And at the same time, 2 drones did end up going down, and a spine was built. I am not entirely sure if this is a good start here for the Polish Zerg player. I actually just am not aware. It is very tricky. So there are a couple of advantages right now that the Terran has. First of all, is that it's going to be impossible for Elazer to spot what is going on the other side of the map. The reason for that is because there's Marines out. Sufficient amount of Marines to deny any scout coming out of this Overlord. These barracks might actually even get this Overlord if he really wants to. And we see Spirit is kind of eyeing these links as well, saying, hey, you want to get up here? I can take you out, buddy. There's no problem. Now, these barracks are just straight up going to go back to the main base. Factory is already being built here right now. 3rd CC on the way as well. And Elazer still needs to prepare. He needs to prepare for anything. This could be a 2-base battle cruiser all in. This could be 2-base Banshee. This could be Hellbats. It could be a Hellion drop. We could be looking at truly anything, but instead it's going to be a fast 3rd CC, and Elazer is going to be completely unaware. Oh, I love this move. Look at that. He's just hiding that Overlord, saying, hey, I don't want you to spot me. And right now Spirit is checking that high ground. It's like, hey, there's nothing there. That's weird. I could swear that there was an Overlord there. That's usually where he puts it. I wonder where it went. Well, it went away, my friend. It ain't here no more. It's now checking out these rocks, and at least gets to keep the Overlord alive. Sure, he won't get any info, and that sucks, but at the same time, the Overlord, doesn't die either. So you save 100 minerals, you won't get supply blocked. Life is okay. This Overlord actually might spot a potential Banshee moving out. Yeah, it's kind of at the path of a Banshee. So it's a cool position as well. I don't really mind it. It's a position a Terran would not expect. And this Overlord would have died otherwise anyway. So right now it might actually get to see some use. He's actually going to try to get in with this. If he gets the scout on the 3rd CC, it's pretty late already, isn't it? Has he been playing extra safe? We don't see a Rotoir, no Bailing Nest yet. He has good creep spread. Queens are blindly positioned in the main base for any type of Hellion drop. So yeah, he's been playing kind of safe. Late 3rd base as well, going up to 7 queens already. Of course, the one advantage of the queen is that it doesn't really impede the worker production of the Zerg, because queens do not come out of larva, which is very helpful. It allows you to get decent eco while still continuing to get defensive units. The queen is the main defensive unit often for Zerg players. Command center is going to get landed here on the third base, and we're moving into a mid game in which, well, the game honestly looks pretty even, I would say. We have Stim on the way already. First two medevacs are going to hit quite quick. We have a tank as a follow-up as well here for Spirit. And double upgrades. Start a very far forward depot. Only a single Hellion out on the map. How many links did Elazer build? He has 10 right now. He's going to need a couple more in order to deal with his initial drop. Stim still is 28 seconds away from finishing. So these, well, what is it? 13 Marines should not be capable of dealing too much damage, especially because there's 8 freaking Queens out. Maybe getting 7 extra drones is fine because of that. Yeah, okay. Immediately we see 4 Banes being morphed. 10, 11, 12, 10. 10 links on the way. 12, 14. 6 gas as well. So Spire as a follow-up. I really do like that. I love the Spire as a building in this type of game. Just going up to those 6 gases quick. And then starting to pump out these Mutalisks. It's just brilliant stuff. None of these queens is falling so far. Some decent target fire happening right now on that medevac. Elazer will get the hold. And with that hold, he allows himself to start banking a bit of money as well. Love to see a fort base go down. Yep, there we go. Correct call out of Elazer. Just the follow-up here for Spirit is going to be perhaps a double or triple tank push with 1-1 and combat shield. Could hit pretty hard at that fort base if there's no creep. So it's important right now for Elazer to A, get that centrifugal hooks done. That is done. Check. Get a couple of extra creep tumors. Ideally, you'd be over here with your creep. And we see how keen Spirit is on kind of taking that out, making sure that it doesn't happen. Because if he gets tanked, like imagine 1 tank over here, that would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? 1 tank over here, 1 tank over here, maybe even a little more forward, like 1 down here, 1 up here. Instead, he's just going to put both tanks in decent range of this hatch. I actually think Elazer's in some trouble. This is a cancel here on the hatchery. And before the mutas come out, there's nothing really that he can do. Combat shield's about to finish up. Evo chambers are extremely delayed. Had the armory already been done right now, Spirit could have had a timing where he would be up 2 entire upgrades. Or sorry, 4 entire upgrades. That's not going to end up happening. He picks up all of his units at a very unfortunate timing as well. We'll end up stimming, start targeting down a couple of these Mutalisks. 1, 2, 3 go down. Decent pickup here once again. These medevacs on the 4 mutas actually go down. These 3 medevacs, I wish they would survive. But I'm afraid that well, all of them are going to die eventually. That's a lot of money there that Spirit is losing. Now, this 1 medevac will stay alive with the 8 Marines as well. And maybe you'll try to drop on here. I don't think that's possible anymore, actually. No, it ain't. Command center will make its way over towards the right side of the map as this bunker is defending this third base. This is an interesting sim city that doesn't really block anything. I'm not quite sure what this is good against, but if he does it, I'm sure it has some purpose, or he's just not a great city planner. That's also possible. Hasn't played enough Sim City back in the day. To be fair, I've never played Sim City either. Could explain a thing or two about my building placement as well. Not going to lie about that. Muta count is only at 11, of course. Those initial 4 muta losses not really helping there. 5 more mutas are being constructed. On top of that, we still don't have any extra gases. So we're working off of 6 gas. Now, if you're getting a lot of upgrades at the same time, +1 for the Mutalisk, Pneumatase Carapace, all of that good jazz, you're just going to be in a little bit of trouble with the Mutalisk count because you're lacking the gas to create enough Mutalisk. We're lucky here for Elazer, well, Elazer is lucky here that he hasn't needed to build too many banelings yet. This drop's just straight up going to die, by the way, not being microed whatsoever. Seems like Spirit is busy trying to not die against the mutas at his own side of the map. Prefers the defense over the offense. Barracks 6, 7 and 8 on the way. 4 CC already on position with mules landing. 82 workers, 5th command center being built as well. Gas 7 and 8, similarly timed to the gas 7 and 8 of the Zerg. Now this is not common in case of a Mutalisk opener. This is absolutely not common, so it's cool to see. I do believe that Elazer is still in a fine position. I mean, he has a lot of drones going up to 92 right now. His creep spread is lacking. We can establish that, I think. So single drop is going to move towards the left side. But single medevac drops kind of lose their viability the moment the Muta count kind of rises above 12, 13. Like once you're moving into these Muta counts where you can just one-shot a drop without taking any major damage. Like you might lose like half a Mutalisk to kill this type of drop, even if it's completely unloaded already. I really don't believe they're as powerful anymore. And what you want to be doing is splitting up your army in two major parts. And having one part on the left side, one part on the right side, staying off creep and trying to deny a little bit of creep with small forces of Marines. Now this of course is tricky if you don't feel like you have the momentum to make that type of move. But very often the top Terrans always manage to create that type of momentum. And maybe this first drop will be a help there. So we see these 8 Marines heading in towards the main base, forcing a lot of drones off the mineral line. Elazer does not want to go back with his Mutalisk because he has bigger ideas here for his Muta Ling Bane army. He wants to blow up a planetary, and I think he might just be capable of doing that. Spirit starts stimming towards this position at the same time, has a drop on the far left side, still has a drop queued up in towards the natural as well. Spore will take care of that. Baneling's gonna get taken out, or perhaps the planetary gets taken out, and the Banelings were very happy with that. It's kind of their life goal is to explode on something, and they, at least they didn't die to a Widow Mine, so that's all good. Burrow has finished up here for Elazer as well. A couple of Mutas did end up going down here, I believe. 13, it was 22 before, so 4 more Mutas went down. 7 more Mutas on the way, +2 attack also here for the Mutalisk. It's very rare to see +2 Mutalisk attack before the 2-2 has finished for the Zerg. So Elazer really keen on that Mutalisk attack. And honestly, I don't mind it, because Spirit is a player that likes to sit back, and in that case you're not going to be fighting a whole lot with Ling Bane, and the main priority majority of the time is going to be to get the extra damage on these Mutas. Hive is on the way right now, 27 Banelings being morphed in. The one thing we can kind of say, hey Elazer, you've been lacking over here, is really just that creep spread. I feel like there's been no major pressure for the past 3-4 minutes, and Elazer has not been capable of pushing that creep much further than halfway. He hasn't even passed his own ramps yet, and that is kind of sad. Oh, there's some ghosts out right now. Could get a couple of snipes in. We have 6 ghosts, so that means that's 6 Mutalisks that are just straight up going to fall. I love the sound of the snipes. It is so satisfying. It's absolutely the most satisfying sound in the game, I think. Unless you're on the receiving end of the snipes, then it feels awful. But a lot of Zerg have some form of PTSD once they hear that snipe sound. Seven more Mutas on the way. A lot of Mutas did go down already this game, 27. This is kind of the MO of Elazer as well often. It's not so much getting very cost-efficient trades, it's just having a very high eco and attacking at many different places at the same time. It's a very attractive style of Zerg play. He feels like one of the Europeans that actually kind of embraces that Korean Zerg style a bit more. Where he's just really aggressive and wants to finish the game quickly. He is someone that also likes to play kind of greedy in the early game, so that is different from a lot of the Koreans. Or at least what Koreans used to play like a lot. Nowadays, Koreans, of course, capable of doing most things, but still often preferring the more aggressive options. Big Ling run by here, 17 workers going down. Mutas in the main base also taking out a command center. At the same time, this attack also looks like it has some major potential. This Baneling's not quite managing to get the trades. There's a lot of money in the bank right now for Elazer, who kind of reset Spirit's, well, eco, honestly, back to a 3-base eco. This base could get taken out as well if Elazer cares about it. There's actually only 9 Mutas left, so maybe he can't. This base is going to land, so that will be the 4th base right now. A new command center is being built immediately. Is this a mine drop? No, this is a triple marauder drop. I'm not quite sure what Spirit is going to do with it. I don't think Spirit knows quite what he's going to do with that either. Ling run by is going to be sent back as we have Adrenal Glands, 3-3 upgrades, as well as 7 Mutalisk on the way currently. Once again, Elazer down, already losing 36 Mutas so far this game. And just adding more and more into this composition. Still is on a very high eco, but losing that left side base does mean that his gas income has lowered a bit. Probably wants to start taking gases on the right side right now. This fight is completely off creep. That could potentially be painful, but it seems like Elazer just barely has enough banelings to push this back. Ghosts are going to be showing up right now, though, as that Overseer actually detonating a mine on top of those ghosts. Couple more snipes will go down, as 11 ghosts are out already. This is not necessarily an army that deals well with mine ghost. This is an army that deals well with, honestly, bio and ghost, as long as there's no mines. But the moment mines come into play, this becomes a lot harder. Elazer's losing a lot of stuff here. But at the same time, this is a completely overstimped army. This is an army that does not have the ability to escape here because there's only a single medevac. It's an army that's going to get traded out completely for a way more replaceable army. 7-8 ghosts going down there. Overall, I still think that was an okay trade if we do not put it in the context of the game, because the context of this game is that there's still a 4.5k mineral bank here for Elazer. Elazer has plenty of gas incoming, which he can reinforce with banelings. I do believe that the Muta producing needs to stop right now, at least for a little bit. This is not the priority for gas at this moment. It needs to go into fighting units, into banelings, and Elazer needs to continue with this high pressure style. Although overall, his cost efficiency has been way higher than 99% of the Zerg players that I ever see. Single Marine will try to take out this base. Now I think it is going to realize that this is a very difficult task. His links are surrounding it already. Explodes. Very tough. Yeah, that's the way of the world, my friend. 6 base gets re-established here for Spirit as well. Continuing his ghost production. Going up to 10 right now. The Baneling count is rising. This is completely the correct play, alright? This is 100% correct. Elazer not with an Overseer in this army, so needs to be careful of any potential mines. Takes out another turret here. These fresh mules need to be pulled off the line, but a couple of snipes are going to be going down, and we see these mutas pop like balloons in the sky. This could be a bait. No retarget on that Bane. Or on that Widow Mine on the Baneling chunk. That could have been very painful, but ended up being completely fine. This base is going to get absolutely busted here. And we see more links in production. There's plenty of larva available. The injects of Elazer once again being on point. I would not mind an Ultra Cavern being constructed at this point. Ultra Cavern as well as +3 on the Muta list. 7 more Mutas. Understandable, because it has been working. And maybe Infestors also would not be a bad tool. Infestors often allow you to catch Ghost when otherwise they don't allow you to catch Ghost. You know, if you don't have these Infestors. Banelings are not the fastest off creep, but a Fungal can slow your opponents rather than boost the speed of your Banelings. That often is good enough. Big Ling Muta run by here towards the third base. Single tank, no mines here. Means this is going to be an easy pick-off for Elazer's Mutalisk and his Zerglings as well. A bunch of workers will fall. I think this is going to be like -10, -15. Bunch of snipes going down. 2 more Mutas will get shot out of the sky. This is a scary ghost count here. Look at that. Elazer's going to engage onto the ghost. I guess as long as the ghosts are taking damage, they can't snipe. But that wasn't a good trade whatsoever. Losing a lot of Mutas once again. This is a painful unit loss step, by the way, for Spirit. 20 ghosts already have gone down. There's still 9 larvae in the bank as well. I really believe that one of the many uses of the Ultra is also to be very larva efficient, especially in a late game where it can be difficult to keep up the injects. The creep spread has largely been around this area for the entirety of the game. Elazer is playing this high-paced style of fighting majority of the time off-creep near Terran bases. This fight is not good. This was not a good fight. Elazer needs to be careful right now. He was trading very well. Don't forget, we had 25k units lost against 25k units lost. And right now, he's down 6k. So that is like 13k. What is it? Yeah, 13k lost for Elazer since then. And only 7k or so lost for Spirit. That means that Spirit has been trading very well ever since these ghosts came out. And right now, Elazer's army value isn't actually that large. His bank is pretty much depleted as well. He is taking out this right side base, which is important. This base needs to lift, Spirit. You cannot afford to lose command centers. Good job. does get that lift up. That was extremely important. A lot of stuff is happening all over the map, of course. This mine is going to hit, is not going to get a good connection, though. There's not enough mines in this army to properly protect the Ghost. Overseer slightly out of position means these Ghosts get the cloak up. We'll get a couple of snipes off on these Mutalisk as well. I don't think there's enough anti-air. No, there is. Marines reinforcing from the back as well. 8 more Mutas on the way right now as the bank for Elazer has completely depleted at this point. And if this base falls, his eco lead for the first time in this game will be gone. Spirit will be outmining his opponent. And with the superior army, I think this is a massive issue for Elazer right now. Mines need to burrow. Spirit, get in there. Can we get a lift? No, we don't get a lift. These units are just going to straight up die. Kind of surprising given how expensive they are. Okay, here we go. A couple more mine shots are connecting. There's no base here. There's no reinforcements. I need to scroll a lot on this screen to get to the reinforcements. They are far away. This medevac is important as it consists of about 8-9 more supply in there. There's no mines in this army. Elazer is trying to deal the fatal blow, realizing that his eco is completely gone. He now needs to fight. Not because he wants to have a lot of trades and kind of force something. He needs to fight because he needs to end the game very quickly as well. I mean, well, this base is still mining, actually. This base is kind of running out. This right side's also still mining. Maybe if he just re-establishes this base, it's okay. If he can deny this far right side. How many orbitals do we have currently? 4 orbitals. Okay, let's check them. No. Okay, so there's only 2 mules. These are going to be the only mules. Maybe it's still playable for Elazer. He has a good drone count. Elazer wants to engage here though. Matter of fact, count is low. I don't think you can engage into this big of a marine force, especially if there's a couple of mines here as well. Tank is in the back. No turrets whatsoever, which means that if Mutas come back later on, should be capable of dealing some real damage. This base is empty. It's not going to be too impactful. Ghost count is going to be low because the gas income is practically non-existent. Oh, I'm missing a big fight here. And this seems to be a pretty decent fight for Spirit once again. As long as he's just trading against these Mutas, I think he is fine. This base gets taken out at the same time as well. So even with just part of his army, he seems to be doing okay. I'd love that mine count to increase. We have 6 medevacs, 26 marines. We're even building some ghosts. But the mine count is so darn low and those mines are so vital to deal with the Link Bane. Right now, yeah, Spirit is just absolutely outmining his opponent. 6 mules here mining at the same time. As of course, there's still 4 orbital commands and they do regain energy over time. So this base mining, we even have patches over here. That's the disadvantage of busting bases, especially if you're busting the 4th and the 5th consistently, is they'll have minerals very late into the game. That means that you can kind of keep a central position. Now this base is going to get run by. That means that Elazer will, well, at least take out 3 active mules and take out a bunch of workers as well, which is important. Mira Micro isn't brilliant here. Can we get a burrow on some of these links to at least force a scan? Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I like that. Saying, hey, these units are gonna die. Ooh. The least I can do is force a scan. And Spirit actually not paying attention to that. Probably thought he killed all of those links. I mean, there's not that many remaining, but it is enough links remaining that it can be annoying, you know, picking off 1 or 2 mules. And everything matters at this point. I really feel like Infestors were the missing link here for Elazer so far in this game. I'm not saying he's lost yet, but the situation is not looking as good as before. Like, Spirit is rebuilding his ghost count, which is important. It is actually very important, because that is what allowed him to take these cost-efficient trades. Before the ghosts were out, he wasn't actually taking very good trades. But now with the ghost out, he's taking good trades. I love that he has ghost here to deal with a potential Mutalisk attack. He says, hey, if you ever show your face with your Mutalisk, I'm going to shoot them. They're going to die. And Elazer cannot afford that type of loss right now. I'm not sure if these ghosts are going to be in position to deal with anything up here. Technically, SCVs could move towards the right side of this base, and then the ghosts could move into position. I think that's what he's going to be doing. No, it's not moving the SCVs yet. Mine's moving in position as well. I really would love an SCV pool here. At the same time, I think Spirit is actually losing some of his bioforce on that side. Oh, he's not controlling these ghosts properly. He's not controlling anything properly right now. What are we doing, Spirit? He's looking at that arm. He's trying to send these ghosts around, but Elazer is ready for that as well. Banelings are going to connect with a lot of the Marines. And all of a sudden, life looks bad once again here for Spirit. where for a little bit it felt like he was in a winning position right now. Oh my good lord, these mine shots, are you joking? There's still a lot of ghost here as well. We need one more mine shot, it needs to be good. Oh, it's not good, it actually hit the medevac, it felt like, more than anything else. All of the ghosts go down and Spirit needs to tap out. What an insane game. How many Mutalisks have gone down here? 97 Mutas gone down in a 25-minute game. That is 4 Mutalisks per minute. Given that Mutalisk didn't come out until like 7:30, the 8-minute mark, that is an insane number. This unit loss step is bananas. Pure Muta, no Infestors, no Ultras. Unbelievable stuff. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching this fantastic Polish TVZ game. If you did enjoy, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye bye.